VR game tier list. In my opinion, what are the best VR games? And in order to answer this problem, I have made a tier list. And as you can see right here, I have played a lot of VR games. Also, if you want to do this tier list for yourself, in the link in the description, it will link you to this exact tier list that I have made. All right, first one, Asgard's Wrath. Asgard's Wrath, this is the first one. It was fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Combat was great, story was great, characters were great, loved the voice acting. I was kind of pissed off because I actually started with Asgard's Wrath 2 because I got it free with my quest. And in like the intro for it, you saw Mjolnir. And I'm like, oh dude, I want to use Mjolnir. That sounds fun. So I played through the whole game. I didn't get to use it. So I'm like, okay, cool. But the realms were great. The characters are great. The fighting was great. The story was great. Everything about this game was great. We're starting off with a strong one, giving it a solid A. I'm liking this one. Blood and Truth, a very forgotten VR game. Blood and Truth is on that Poverty VR headset, PSVR, the first one. But man, it was good though. Great story, great acting, great combat, especially when you have to use the freaking, what is it? These freaking things, the PlayStation wands, or just the knockoff Wiimotes. Overall, super solid, giving it a B. Star Wars: A Tales from Galaxy's Edge, great VR game. Amazing. One of the many benefits of buying a Quest is that I got to play this game. And it was great. It was so good. Not as good as Vader Immortal. Vader Immortal is absolutely better. But that one segment where you actually get to use a lightsaber, oh, peak. I really hope these guys make more Star Wars VR games because it was good. Giving this a solid C. Contractors. What do we think? Now the game by itself, not the greatest, honestly. I am not a massive fan of it. By itself, mind you, by itself. But with mods, timeout. Star Wars Battlefront in VR is an incredible experience, and everyone should get the joy of looking at that. TF2 in VR, also fantastic. Better than H3 VRs because you actually get to hold the guns and you are the class itself. Fantastic, amazing. Now, if we're just going off just Contractors by itself, no mods whatsoever, maybe very low C, maybe D. But with mods, that's a low A, thank you. Hitman VR. Oh boy. No. This isn't a good one. Hitman VR, not a fan of it. That's an E. I like the concept of it. It's playable. But it's not fun. It's alright though. It could be better. Creed. Rise of Glory. Great VR game. Excellent. I've sweat many gallons playing this game. I think I'm going to put this one... Yeah, that's a B. That's a good one. Star Wars Squadrons. Squadrons is not a VR game normally, but it has a VR mode. And it's one of the few games that is a pilot game that didn't make me motion sick. I played this game for a while. Now, as a VR game, you don't get to do a lot. You just get to more look around. It's more of a gimmick than an actual VR mode. Something like Hitman VR, honestly. So you know what? That's a C. It's alright. I'm a fan of it. Assassin's Creed Nexus. What can I say about this game? Absolutely fantastic. Worth the $40 I spent on it. I mean, you get to play as Ezio, Cassandra, and Connor. I mean, Connor's by far my favorite in the whole thing because you get the tomahawk, and I just like throwing that thing at people more than anything else. But the stealth is great, gameplay is great, acting is great, the story is amazing. Really like it. It's just fantastic. It's a great game. And if you have a Quest 3, I expect you to buy this. There's no exceptions. S. It's an S rank. It's as simple as that. It's out of my hands at this point. Asgard's Wrath 2. This is going to be controversial. Let me explain. I really just cannot get into the Asgard's Wrath 2 differs from the first game because Asgard's Wrath is Norse mythology, which is my personal favorite kind of mythology. Asgard's Wrath 2 is Egyptian mythology, which is very weak in my opinion. I couldn't get into it. I can't get into it. It's not fun to me. I don't enjoy the second game that much, or at all. Arizona Sunshine 2. Now this game for me came out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, they made a second game? When? Arizona Sunshine holds a lot of relevancy in the VR space as a whole because it's one of the very first actual story VR games where it had a story to tell rather than a gimmick to show. And the first game was really good. The second game is amazing, and it's so much better. And the dog, who is so awesome, he is my friend now. That's an A. It's an A. It's better than Asgard's Wrath. Absolutely better. Batman Arkham Shadows. This is a good one. In fact, it's my favorite. You don't even need to see... I don't even need to explain myself. If you want an explanation, go watch the Let's Play. I did an entire Let's Play on this game, and all of my thoughts are on the last video at the very end. This is the best VR game ever made. It's just the way it is. It's out of my hands. Bullet Train. This was the tech demo to Robo Recall. Very fun, honestly. I had more fun with this for a very long time before I actually was able to get the first game. I had tons of fun with just the demo of Robo Recall. Not the actual game, just the demo. Tons of fun. I love it very much. Bone Works. Now, before Bone Lab, I would have given this game probably an A. Bone Works is very good. I love it very much. After Bone Lab, hard to explain, honestly. I mean, I'm gonna put it in C. I'm gonna put it in B. High B. It's a very high B. Highest I can give it, because Bone Lab has a better story, but the gunplay of Bone Lab is so much better than Bone Works, and the modability of Bone Lab is way higher than Bone Works ever was and ever will be. I mean, when I was doing Bone Works challenges for a little bit, I switched over to Bone Lab, because you can just play the entirety of Bone Works. Actually, saying that, that's a C. Just buy Bone Lab and then get the Bone Works mod, where you can play the entirety of Bone Works in Bone Lab. There's not really any reason to play Bone Works anymore, unless you just want like the more like authentic game experience. But overall, Bone Works, it's super good for what it did. At the time, it was amazing, but it is not that time anymore. And as time goes on, it gets worse and worse. Oh boy, Blade and Sorcery. This is gonna be controversial. This game pretty much made my whole channel. It's okay. I would rather play these games, honestly. I'd rather play these games. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But Blade and Sorcery is an easy high B tier. It's the highest in B tier. There's no way I actually put Blade and Sorcery over Bullet Train in Blood and Truth. That's crazy. That is more to do with the fact that I have done so much in the game already that there's very little amount left to do. Now, yes, this game is pretty much the reason why you're watching this video, but still, you know what? Fine, you people, put it at B. I'll give it a B. How about that? Fine. You satisfied? It's good, but I'm more excited for what Leapfrog will do next, or Warp Frog. I think they made this game, right? Yeah, Warp Frog. I want to see their next game, because Blade and Sorcery is good, but their next game will be better. Oh yeah, that's what I get to see every time I launch the game. Budget cuts. This game is good. A lot of these games are good. There's not really a lot I can say. A lot of these games are good. These are all the VR games that I have played. This isn't a definitive list of VR games. This is just what I've played, and I've played most of them. But budget cuts, it's good. It has a great story, and I really like the gimmick of the game where it's teleportation. So they're kind of solving the problem of like the original problem of VR, when you needed a ton of space to play VR. This game kind of solved that, where it was teleport only, and you actually had to look around with your little VR controller, be like, okay, where am I teleporting into? It was good. Not as good anymore now that Budget Cuts 2 is out, but it's still good. So I'm gonna give it a C. Great game. Vacation Simulator. Amazing. Job Simulator was my first VR game. That might be a lie, actually. That's not a lie. I lied to you. I really like what they did with Vacation Simulator, where they just built off of Job Simulator. It was good. I really like the locations you can go to, and the kind of the atmosphere of like, oh, it's vacation, have fun, do things and such. It was good. I really like Vacation Simulator. That is a very high. You know what? That's an A. That's a better A. That's the best I can give that game. Now, Budget Cuts 2 is easily better than Budget Cuts 1. It's just more. You're adding onto the story. I think you continue right off the bat after the first game. There's just so much more to do, and the story was great. I really like the story. I love the locations. I love the atmosphere of everything. It's good. It's really good. It's better than Contractors. It's better than Contractors. That's what I'll give it. It's better than Contractors. And it's good. It's very good. Highly recommended. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. This game is so underrated, it's not even funny. You know what? No. Like, before I explain anything, it's S. It's an S tier. It's out of my hands. It's just too good. It has a proper story, proper voice acting, proper characters, proper gameplay. The gunplay is fantastic. You get to fly a bomber plane. You actually get to be the guy who shoots the MGs and drops bombs everywhere. You get to drive a tank. I think it's kind of a weak like explanation. It's not like that one VR game where you can actually like or like Pavlov. No, it's just like you turn your head to move the turret and you press the trigger. Very boring on that part, but it's still fun. You get to experience the Normandy landings, which is insane. So cool. It's so cool, so scary. Tons of weapons to choose. I mean, STG, MP40, M1 Grand. There's a lever action, there's a shotgun, there's a Panzerfaust, and the Panzer Shrek, and the bazooka, grenades, throwing knives. Like, it's good. It's fantastic. You know what? No. It's above Assassin's Creed. It's so good. It's so good. The price tag is very questionable, but it's still amazing. You gotta get it. It's so good. It's good. It's good. It's an amazing game. It has multiplayer. Don't bother with it though, because it's probably like maybe one person on at the moment. Population 1. I've played this game for a very long time. I bought it when you had to pay for it. This game wasn't always free, little Jim, but Population 1 at the time, super fun. You know, it's still fun. I still like this game a ton. Population 1, good game. Very good game. Contractor Showdown is a better battle royale mode, but this game is still super fun. Oh boy, Rec Room. This is an ancient one. This is oldie Goldilocks. This was poor man's VR chat. That's what Rec Room was. If you had a PSVR like I did, this was poor man's VR chat. But it was still fun. I really did actually like this game. I didn't do a ton in it, and I still haven't done a ton in it, but it's still good. That is, it's a low C. It's a low C. Very good. I mean, like, I like the fact you can do a ton in the game. Like I said, it's poor man's VR chat. It's just nicer community, less weirdos, but it's not, it's not as like expandable. It's not as what am I doing? And speaking of VR chat, what do we think about VR chat? It's good. Yeah, I'm into it. I like what you can do in VR chat. I mean, it's free. I mean, this game pretty much exploded with VR. This was like one of the first like VR games that really got mainstream was VR chat. And it's good. I really do like VR chat. Especially, I've been playing a ton recently that Drum Hero game. Super fun. And it's good. It's good. And plus, it's free. So, I mean, like, there's no real reason to not have VR chat. Because it's free. I mean, just get it. Like, even if you don't play it, just get it, because you might. Now, Veil. Veil is a very interesting game. So I bought this game, and I've made one video on it. And I like it. I like it a good amount. It's very fun. The problem with Veil is that I can't find a problem with it. Veil was the game that was going to make VR, like, esports worthy. And I think it succeeded, honestly. I mean, you saw that Happy video if you play VR games, which you probably do. You saw the Happy video trying to like do like there was like a prize pool for competitive. It's good. Yeah, it's good. I think Blood and Truth is better, but it's still a good game, honestly. It's still pretty alright. FNAF VR help wanted. I haven't played much of this game because I'm too scared to play much of this game. I genuinely cannot play this game because I'm too scared to play it. I don't know why, just FNAF just scares me, even still. Especially with everything else that people have made, like the analog horror FNAF is... I couldn't sleep for days after watching the main one. Oh, I mean, come on now, like, what is that? Like, what is that? Dude, I was trying to find a picture for this and I found Walton files. Oh, hell no. No, dude, I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm done. I haven't played much of it, but it's still good. It's still... That's an A, yeah. It's still good. But I haven't played much of it because I can't play much of it because I'm too scared. Alright, I'm just too scared, honestly. Like, whenever I see these guys, whenever I see these people saying, oh, FNAF's not scary anymore. It's not scary at all. I'm like, yeah, maybe it isn't. When you come to think about it, it still scares, at least me, a good amount. So... Whenever I see that freaking chicken, I gotta hold this thing dear and just hope that I live till the next day. Because as long as that freaking chicken is out there, as long as that weird ass bear is out there, all right, I'm gonna be dying right now. You're gonna die right now. Maybe I should put the freaking thing on safe. This thing's so cool, I got it for Christmas. I'll fix that tomorrow. Battle talent. Okay. think on Battletown, huh? What are my thoughts? Where's the other shelf? Bandit. What are my thoughts on Battletown? I made a video on this one recently. And I mean... it's not that good. The main problem I have with Battle Talent is that whenever I try to swing a sword, it feels like it's too heavy. So, it's okay. Honestly, I'm not a massive fan on it. Honestly, I refunded the game after I made that video. I even said in the description, I'm probably not going to make more videos on this game. I mean, if someone buys it for me, I'll make more videos, but I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I'll keep it there. It's okay. It's not the greatest. Onward. This is an old one. No, Onward's not good. Onward's not that fun anymore. I mean, ever since they primarily switched over to Quest, they downgraded the PC version for some reason. So the game just looks worse, just in general. And Onward's just not fun. It's not that fun anymore. I mean, there's better games there's newer games that do this better. That are not only cheaper, they're more updated, and they're just more fun. Yeah, Onward's not that good anymore. Gorn. That's what I think of Gorn. Gorn is the worst VR game I've ever played. It sucks, and I almost broke my hand playing it. That's not even a joke. I was swinging my hand, and I went full force backhanded into a wall. Like a corner wall. This one right here. Okay. This guy right here, but over there. I went full force into the back. Yeah? Do you just insist on intruding? Here, say something to the viewers, Kikrs. Say something spooky. Say something. Okay. Well, Kikrs, what are your thoughts on Gorn? It's not a good game. Gorn is really not good. And I hate it very, very much. So much that I'm offended at myself for even putting it on this list. Okay, do you want to know what Kikrs did as soon as she entered? I closed my door. As soon as she entered, after I let her down, she left. She just wants my door open. She doesn't want to be in here. Megatron Rainfall. This game is very good. Very old, but very good. Especially when you mod it and you can like just do whatever. I remember I crashed the game because I literally blew up the world. It's good. It's not as good. It's not that good anymore. That's a D. Better than Onward. Honestly, freaking Onward's bad. Not as good as it used to be. It's still good though. I wouldn't recommend you buy it like again, or at least nowadays. But it's still good, and especially for what it was. It's still good. Ghost of Tabor. Ugh. Nah. Ghost of Tabor is not good. It's not good. It's not good. What do you want? Yeah? Sure. Why are you being so loud all of a sudden? Oh, you just want butt pats. Okay, well, let me do this while I explain my thoughts. Ghost of Tabor, it's just hard to play, honestly. It's hard to play nowadays, especially when Contractor Showdown exists, and that has an exfil mode. That's better. I mean, Ghost of Tabor, back then, used to be pretty alright, but nowadays it is hard to play. It's not fun. It's not fun. I don't like extraction game modes. I don't. The only reason I play Tarkov as much as I do is because I modded the hell out of it. I installed the SPT client and modded the hell out of Tarkov. So I can keep my stuff when I die, because it's not a fun thing. It's not fun. Who thought that was fun? And Ghost of Tabor, not fun. And it's a dead game too. No one plays it anymore. And it's never fun when you just get that one random guy who plays it and he snipes you halfway across the map when you're almost at extract. It's not fun. It's not good. I don't like Ghost of Tabor at all. And I'm stuck with the game now, because I passed my 2-hour mark. Green Hell. Ugh. Green Hell gave me the worst headache of my entire life. I think you understand where it goes because of that. That's a D. It's a fun game, but man, that headache was... I remember the headache more than the actual game. 11, Table Tennis. It's good. Super fun. Costs too much though. 20 bucks? 30 on the Quest? That's a lot for table tennis. I mean, the table tennis is super fun. And plus the fact that like actual like pros use this to practice, it's good. $30? That's a lot of money. You can get a lot for $30. I mean, Blade and Sorcery is 20. Population 1 is free. Veil is, I think, 30 as well. Pretty much all these games are less than 30, except Assassin's Creed, Medal of Honor, Batman, and Arizona Sunshine. But most of these games are cheap, especially on sale. It's still fun though. Warhammer Battle Sisters. I got this free with Quest Plus, and let me tell you, the reviews are lying to you. It's great. It's really good. This is literally my first experience in Warhammer 40k in general. I don't mess with this series because it's too complicated. One time I got ambitious and I tried to just look up a basic lore video. It was about 3 hours long. I'm like, what is this? Listen, I can get into the lore of Star Wars any day, but Warhammer, that's a little suspicious. But this game is still super fun. I love it a ton. I don't have Quest Plus anymore, so I can't play it because Facebook is stinky. I mean, the story is great. The gunplay is pretty good. It's fun though. It's very fun. I like it a lot. Gorilla Tag. Oh boy, all the little Jims and Tims are gonna come out in a second. Gorilla Tag, it's hard to play, and I really hurt my arm when I'm playing it. It's okay. Nah, it's okay. It's free, but it's okay. It's not the greatest. I've played better games. I mean, honestly, it's better. Hitman VR is better than Gorilla Tag, if I'm gonna be honest. Half-Life Alyx. What do I remember? I played this game twice. I mean, it's good. Obviously, it's good. I prefer Vacation Simulator over it. I loved Half-Life Alyx, but I'm not a fan of Half-Life in general, so that's why it's lower. If I was a massive fan of Half-Life like my friend Ethan is, that would be easy S rank. It's still good though. I mean, the story is fantastic, acting's great, gameplay is amazing, locations are super detailed, but with more games like Batman Arkham Shadows, it just kills Half-Life Alyx 6 ways to Sunday. You're not even trying. It was good back in its day, but it's not that day anymore, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Now, the Half-Life VR mod, for what it was, it's pretty fun. This was my first rodeo into Half-Life. Not like Half-Life in general, that was Half-Life Alyx. That's a lie, that was Half-Life 2. On the freaking orange box on the 360. But this was the first Half-Life game. The VR mod was my first introduction to it. I had fun. It was alright. I think I gave up halfway through because the game would crash every 3 seconds. It was alright though. Not too bad. Oh boy, hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. This was my first ever proper VR game. When I first got my computer, when I first got this guy, when I first got this old beast, the Oculus Rift, the first one, I gave this to my friend Zach, and he destroyed it. Like, not only did he, like, look at this. Not only did he lose the first headphone, where's the face cover? There's a face cover on this. Where the hell is it? And for that, it's easy for me to give it an S rank. It's just good. It's just good. I mean, especially nowadays with all the updates and all the mods that you can get. Oh, it's so good. Into the Radius. This is controversial. Not that good. Not that good at all. I mean, I played this game a ton, but not only is it too hard, it relies on the freaking Bethesda save game experience where there's no autosaves. So, I mean, if you die and you didn't save for the last 2 hours, you're going back 2 hours of progress. Which is what happened to me, and I almost wanted to die. I mean, the gunplay is okay, honestly. The gunplay is great. The story is confusing. I don't even know what's going on half the time. And the enemies are just they're just annoying. It's Stalker in VR, but Stalker itself is not the greatest. It's fun, but it's okay. VTOL VR. This is the first VR game that almost made me motion sick. I still played a ton, but I don't know. I think I've just flown around more than actually played like the actual like campaign. I think I've gotten maybe 2 kills on other like AI planes and have gotten shot down more because I genuinely don't understand how to fly a plane. I fly around more than actually play the game. It's good though. VTOL VR is good. Job Simulator. This was my first ever VR game. And it's better than Half-Life Alyx. That's a lie. This is the game. That's a lie too. Why am I lying so much? This game is good. It's amazing. And I super like the fact they added like an endless mode where it's night shift. And they just added more. There's still a ton to do in Job Simulator and Vacation Simulator. Both these games are just a ton to do. It's super fun. If you want to get someone in VR, you give them those games. But there is a game that I prefer more to give someone as their first time VR game. But we'll come up to that in about like a minute or so. Bone Lab. I've already explained myself on why Boneworks is on C, and a lot of the things that I explained was just because Bone Lab exists. The story in Bone Lab is like 4 hours long. You can do it in a single sitting if you're trying. Like, there's not a story on Bone Lab. It's more of a confusing, just go through levels and then just get to the end and then just mod it to hell when you're done. It's still fun, though. I really do like Bone Lab. It's good. Zero Caliber. I haven't played this game in ages, and I don't remember a ton about it. I mean, I do remember that it had a story. The gunplay was sort of maybe good. And I played through the whole story. I do remember that, but I don't remember a ton about this game. I mean, it's alright. It passes in the VR game, I guess. Vader Immortal. This is what I meant when I said earlier. Whenever I want to introduce someone to VR, I pull up this game. In my opinion, this game definitely shows what VR can do by giving the person something they're familiar with, presumably Star Wars, and the lightsaber. I set them up in the arena mode, and they can just go ham with lightsabers for like 20 minutes. And they're like, dude, this VR game thing is cool. Do you have any other games? And then we just keep going and going and going and going. And then look at that. They bought a VR headset. Look at you. Vader Immortal is amazing. And I love it so much. Into the Radius 2. Better. Let's get this out of the way. It's better. It's better than the first game. But it still has some of the problems of the first game, but it's better, and it's way better. Duck Season. This one's an old one. Yeah, it's just Duck Hunt VR. And I really like the shotgun, honestly. As soon as the horror elements came up, that's when I stopped playing. It's still good, though. That's a B. I'm trying to fly through these because we have a ton here. I'll explain myself when we get into the higher ranks. Cooking Simulator VR. It's just Cooking Sim in VR. Cooking Sim is fun. Cooking Sim VR is hard. That's a C. That's... No. Zero Caliber, it's better than Battle Talent. Cooking Sim, better than Budget Cut. Nah, better than Squadrons. I gotta move these around, hang on. Yeah, that's better. Real VR Fishing. This was actually tons of fun. I really like this game. It's some of the best fishing I've done in VR. It's some of the best fishing I've done in video games, like, ever. I mean, the closest I can really compare this to is, the fishing game in We Play, Sega Bass Pro Fishing, and Just Going Fishing. I'll let Ben play that, because he likes fishing. That's a B. Gun Club VR. This was poor man's H3 VR. On the poverty PSVR, this is what you played instead. I have very fond memories of Gun Club. I mean, if you have a PC, you don't play Gun Club, you play H3. But this game's still good though, and I genuinely do like it. That's a high C, better than Half-Life VR. Fruit Ninja. It's Fruit Ninja. Stride. This is where people start to hate me, because I don't like Stride at all. I hate Stride. It's not a fun game. I don't like the parkour. The shooting is bad, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all. I do not like Stride. LA Noire VR case files. It's just LA Noire in VR, and LA Noire is amazing. That's a high C. That's the best C. It's good. It's amazing. It's a good amount of the missions in LA Noire in VR. Space Pirate Trainer. Oh boy. I played this game for about 5 minutes, then I gave up because I didn't want to play anymore. I'm like, okay, I'm going to freaking Killing 4 Incursion. Yeah, not that good anymore. It's still fun though. Jetborne Racing. Short. Multiplayer's dead. I like racing though. Just get VTOL VR. This game was $5. It's alright. Killing Floor Incursion. Story was confusing. Gameplay was good though. That one boss fight near the end is horrifyingly bad, and I hated it so much. It took me about an hour to beat. It should not have taken me an hour to beat. It's alright though. It's okay. That's a D. That's an E. I lied. Better than Hitman. Project Wingman. This game has a VR mode, and it made me sick. I did not like it. Project Wingman itself is good. Not the VR mode, though. VR mode is bad. Sniper Elite VR. Ooh, this is a good one. Sniper Elite is fantastic. That is a very high... It's better than Blade and Sorcery. That's a lie. I really like the game mode. I like the story. I like everything you get to do in that game. I like just the sniping. The sniping is super fun. And the characters are great. I kind of like the Italian guy. He's pretty cool. And I like the levels. The level design is super fun. I like this game. Sniper Elite VR is good. Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. This is an easy A tier. High A tier. So amazing. This was at one point my favorite VR game. It was fantastic. Story was good, characters were great, gameplay was amazing, gunplay was great, the melee weapons were fantastic. Zombies were great, I loved the crafting, just everything about Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is amazing. And I highly rate it. Aspire 1. I'm aspiring to put this one low because it wasn't that good. For stealth games, it's alright, but if you're gonna buy a stealth game, Assassin's Creed is literally right there. I mean, you can see it. Beat Saber. This was the game Facebook marketed a ton. And even still, it's okay. It's not fun. I don't enjoy Beat Saber that much. I mean, I played this game a ton, but I just don't. I might actually, you know what? I'm going to hold myself off on this. I'm going to keep it at E, but I'm going to try it again. Actually, you know what? Because I said that, watch this. We're going to go to the hidden games. We are going to install Beat Saber right now. There. It's going on bang, doodle bop. They added Metallica songs here? Here, watch this, ready? They added Metallica songs, but 1, 2, 3, 4 good songs. Really? That's it? 4? You know what? I'm putting it in E, but it's likely to change.
It didn't.
Oh, I just opened up Big Picture. Ugh. Super Hot VR. Bad. 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 Stinky bad. No, that's Grease Trap. That's going with Gorn. I hated this game. I hate this game. I don't like Super Hot in general, but Super Hot VR is bad. It was so bad. Same thing with Gorn. Both these games, I hated them so much that I don't even care for a refund. I just removed the games from my account. Fallout 4 VR. I had to buy this game twice because I bought it on G2A, and the first time the code was wrong, so I gave $17 to a guy because, yeah. And I played this game. I modded it for about 3 hours. Played this game for 15 minutes before it broke, and I've never played it since. That's an F. That's a really bad game. That's no good. Fallout 4 is amazing, but Fallout 4 VR, stinky poos. Arizona Sunshine. I've already explained myself in Arizona Sunshine too, so not as good as the second game. Not anymore. It's still good though. That's a lie. It's high C, but not as good as Budget Cuts or Gun Club. It's still good though. Hotel R&R. This was the game that honestly pushed me over the edge on getting a VR headset. I was watching Eddie VR play this, and this game looked too much fun. So I'm like, okay, I want a VR headset now, but I don't have a computer to do it. So I got to get a computer now. So I got to do all that. Great game. Now, the VR mod for Jedi Knight's Jedi Academy. This was my first experience in Jedi Academy. I mean, the VR mod is not terrible. It's very playable, and it's honestly very fun. But I was expecting more of it. So, that's a B. That's a low C. That's alright. Lone Echo. Super fun. Great story, great gameplay, great things. I don't remember that much. I hated that part near the end where you had to like avoid like the disease things, or else they'll just like slap you. Like, watch that Let's Play, you'll understand. Low B, super fun. Iron Man VR. That's an S tier. It's amazing. This was the reason I sold my Valve Index for a PSVR 2, was so I can play this game, and it was worth it. I'm not even lying when I say that story. I sold a Valve Index headset, full kit, controllers, base stations, headset for a PSVR 1 to play that game, and it was worth it. And now it's on the Quest, and I replayed it, and it's just, oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's okay. Medal of Honor is worse than both these games, but it's better than... That's a lie again! These games are the best VR games ever made. Better than... Yeah. Contractors Showdown, better than Contractors. I've explained myself with Contractors just like I did Showdown. It's a better VR mode. It's a better Battle Royale than Population 1. It's a better extraction game mode than Ghost of Tabor. So you're getting 2 games in one for the price of one of them. You get what I'm saying? Robo Recall! I saw Russian Badger play this, and it was super fun when I played it. I played Bullet Train while I was saving up money to afford Robo Recall. So worth it. But not as good as Lone Echo, but it's still good. Hang on, I'm gonna save this guy for later. Surgeon Simulator VR. I played this on PlayStation VR, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. That's better than Bullet Train. Still good. Pavlov. It's hard to play this game now because it's not that good anymore. That's a low C. That's a low C. It's better than it's better than Gun Club. It's better than Bunch of Goods. But contractors exist, so there's no reason to play Pavlov anymore. Plus, that game gets barely updated. Actually, didn't I get an update like a couple days ago? Payday 2 has a VR mode, and that was the reason I even bought Payday 2. And it's so amazing. Tons of fun. Robbing the Golden Grin in VR. All stealth, no like, just staying as hidden as possible. Oh. It's too good. And all the mods for Payday 2 still work in VR. So it's good. Even the restoration mod still works. Project Demigod. Oh, that's an S rank. That's so good. This like Megatron Rainfall or Project Wingman did what Megatron Rainfall cannot. It's a better superhero VR game. And I like the fact that you can destroy the planet in Megatron. I've been pronouncing it Megatron, haven't I? I'm gonna go with it. If you have a Quest headset with a PC, get it on Quest because the mods are all available. More of the mods are available on the Quest. So I'm pointing to it right now, so that's what I'm looking down. I've been editing for too long, so here's the short version of it. The Lab D tier next to Megatron Rainfall, Township Tale. Low A next to Payday 2. Forest low D next to Jedi Academy. Skyrim VR is low F without mods. With mods, it's S rank. Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Part 2, S rank, second best VR game ever made. And here's the story of why Echo VR is second to last. Alright, we have saved the best for last. Echo VR. This game is dead. You can no longer play it. The gameplay itself is a lot like Lone Echo, but it was free and it was literally Frisbee in zero gravity. Tons of fun. I really like it. But this game holds a lot more to me than the game itself, because this is the game where I met Ben. Here, since the video is almost over, let me tell you a story, weary traveler. Sit down. Let me tell you how I met Uncle Ben. So I think what I was doing, it was very late at night, and I'm like, you know what, let's play this game for a little bit. So I immediately get in there, and I hear this weird guy just start talking. Right, and he's like, "Oh, what's this?" He was doing that thing that he does, where he comments on everything he does. And then like I go over to Flyer to him, and I'm not speaking. I don't have my mic on, so I'm like waving to him. I'm like, "Come over, come follow me." And he's like, "Okay, I'll follow you." Then we're just doing stuff together. Then I put my mic on and I start talking. Me and him are chatting up for a little bit, and after like maybe an hour or two, I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go now." And he's like, "All right, see you later." We didn't do anything after that. We didn't add each other. We didn't do anything. We left, presumably parting ways forever. I'm up again at 2 a.m. the next day. Guess who's on? It's Ben. Ben is on, and with another guy named Tyler. Now I haven't talked to him in a little while, but both of him and that. There was also a British guy too, actually. And I'm like, "Dude, it's you," and he's like, "Yeah, it's you." And then after we're hanging out for a little bit, and he's like, "Dude, what's your Discord?" And we added each other. Next thing you know, 5 years later, he's one of the greatest human beings I've ever met. He's easily top 5. And now he's literally my greatest friend. Right next to Ethan, right next to Ivy, right next to Zach, if he is ever going to exist. Right next to my uncle, right next to my mother. Great dude. And that game holds more significance than it deserves. The game itself, that's a C tier, but I'm putting it in B because of what that game did for me. This game introduced me to Ben. So yeah, this right here, that's the tier list. Greatest VR game ever made is Batman Arkham Shadows. Worst VR game ever made is Gorn. Now, this will be a little fun video to do, and like I said earlier in the video, if you guys want to actually do this tier list for yourself, this is a tier list that I made. Link in the description will provide you with this exact tier list here. yeah, this was honestly, this was fun. I enjoyed this. If you guys want to see more tier lists in the future, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Tell me what kind of tier lists you guys want to see. I'd be happy to do them. I love doing tier lists. I do this just on my spare time. I'd be happy to make some videos. So yeah, that was the video. I'm trying to work on a new outro. I don't know what to do. Do I just say bye? Do I be like, okay, like and subscribe? Do the YouTuber funny thing. And remember, kids, do your taxes.